Hello everyone. Today is going to be a dumbbell routine. As you can tell, I got a few different sizes that I can use. A 2, 3, 5, and a 10. You might not have that many dumbbells, and that's okay. You really only need at least one pair. It would be nice to be a decent weight that you can use for multiple exercises. So first thing I'm going to do, and you can also use something else, not just a dumbbell. Could even be as small as a water bottle, all right? And we can even use a 1-gallon jug for when we do a suitcase carry later on today. So first thing I'm going to start with is 2 upper body chest exercises. So the first one I'm going to start with is a fly, a dumbbell fly. And obviously I'm on the floor. I don't have a bench at my disposal today. So I can have my knees bent or not. That's up to you. I just like them to be bent. Feels a little more comfortable for my back. I'm going to bring my arms up above me. And as I come out, I'm going to have a slight bend in my elbow. And then come back up. I'm trying to focus on my chest and my anterior deltoid. Okay, when I get to the top, I can straighten my arms. When I get to the bottom, I have a slight bend. It just feels a little better for my elbow. Now, if I failed, right, I could come here. I could just drop them. So, you're going to be safe. Now, after I do a dumbbell fly, because this is the harder of the 2 chest exercises, I can go straight into a dumbbell bench. So, I come here. Now, I'm going to come down. This is actually called a floor press, since I don't have a bench. And I'm just going to push up and in. Now, when I'm at the top, I'm stacking my joints, right? I got my shoulder, elbow, and wrist in a good alignment. Chest is out. I'm going to come down. When I come to the bottom and I come to touch the floor, now I just have my wrist over my elbow. My hand should be basically aligned with the upper abs or my nipple line, somewhere in this area. And as I come up, now I can end up a little bit more over my shoulder. Okay? Come down, bend my elbows, come up and through. So, I'm not just going straight up. I can do something like this, like a guillotine press, but most of the time you come down a little bit lower, come up above shoulder. Okay, so those are our 2 chest exercises. Now we're going to move into a back exercise, which is going to be a bent over row. Easy way to do that is once I'm standing and I have good balance, good positioning, I'm just going to unlock my knees and I'm going to stick my hips back as far as I can go, and I'm going to try to get parallel to the ground or close to it. I don't have to be. Okay? Now once I'm hanging here, all I want to really think about is elbows up. Right? Elbows come up, I squeeze my back. It's a back exercise. So I don't want to think dumbbell up. If I think dumbbell up, I might do something like this. Now it's more, I'm having a lot more flexion in my elbow, which means I'm using a lot more biceps. Okay? So I want to think, come back to my pocket, down below shoulder, back towards my pocket. Okay? I can go a little wider if I want. Still think elbows up. That will increase the amplitude of the stress on our rear deltoid. All right? So, again, we'll show you from the front version as well. Unlock my knees. Hip hinge down. Think elbows up. Okay? This is going to be a wider one. A little more rear delt. This one a little more mid-back. Elbows up. Now we're going to move into some arm exercises. We're going to do a dumbbell alternating curl today, a kickback, and then some lateral raises. Now, because I have different weights, if I'm getting fatigued, I can always change my weight. All right, so I can grab some 5s. Now here, just a standard dumbbell alternating curl. Standing up, hands are by my side. I'm going to curl one up at a time. When I get the other one to the bottom, then I switch. So what this does for me, it gives me time to focus, which is our cliche of mind-muscle connection, which really does help. I'm trying to really focus on my bicep. I'm not thinking curl the weight or weight to shoulder to hip. I'm thinking squeeze my bicep. So whatever weight I have in there holding, I'm still thinking squeeze my bicep. Now the other thing it does, it gives me a little rest, right? While my right hand is going, my left arm is resting. So that means I'm probably going to get a few more reps than if I was doing my dual curls, okay? It's a little bit easier on my torso as well. Now, second one is going to be a kickback. A dumbbell kickback, definitely not my favorite, but we'll do a banded one next. So when I'm doing a kickback, I'm going to be in a split squat position, right? A lunging position. I'm going to bend one knee, my front knee. I'm going to get my humerus parallel to the ground in this case. I can raise it if I need to, which is also a good idea, but right now we're just going to go parallel. And I'm going to obviously extend my arm because I'm trying to use my tricep, okay? Now, when I'm using my tricep here, I don't want to come all the way back to my shoulder and go like this. Now I'm just getting a pendulum effect. I have to use very little effort to make this weight keep going, okay? I actually want to straighten my arm, come down, bend, maybe to 90, maybe less than 90. So I still keep some stress on that tricep, okay? All right, I'll show from the other side. I gotta switch arms, of course, because this was unilateral, meaning I'm doing one side at a time. Or in this case, I'm doing one side at a time. Stress is different. So I come down, come out, right? I can put my elbow up higher, which means I'm gonna get more flexion at my elbow when I come down before it gets relaxed. So that can be a good way. It's a little more advanced, but you definitely could do it, or you can just keep it parallel so you get some practice in there. All right, now we're gonna move to a lateral raise. Lateral raise is another tough exercise. So, many ways to do this. You want to pick which one is going to feel best for your shoulder. All right, so a lateral raise, meaning our deltoid is made of 3 parts, right? Rear, which is posterior, and we have our anterior or front, and we have our lateral or medial, whatever they want to call it, medial delt, in the middle, right? So we're trying to get this little lateral piece, which is usually your smaller part for almost everybody. So once my arms are down here, I like to bend my elbows slightly so that it brings the weight just in front of my body, and I'm going to keep that slight bend in my elbow. I'm not going to bend them a whole lot, just going to have a slight bend in them, and then I'm going to come up. Now when I come up here, I'm just trying to get parallel to the ground, right? Because I'm trying to use this, my lateral deltoid. If I turn my thumb up, you'll see that I get a lot more anterior deltoid, right? So I might start here and go thumb up. Now, I'm going to get a lot more of the front, but I already got a lot of anterior deltoid by doing most of my pushing motions and flies. So, to get that lateral deltoid a little bit more, right, I bend my elbow slightly. I might even lean forward a little bit. All right, so I'm trying to get my shoulder to be parallel to the ground. Okay, if I want to stand straight up and that feels okay for you, you can always do that. You got to find out what feels best for your shoulder. When people do this, they might say, oh, how high should I go? Okay, if you can go higher and you feel comfortable doing that, sure, right? That's up to you. But for the most part, we don't want to do something that's just this high, right? Unless they're really heavy and we can't get them up any farther. Otherwise, we like to get parallel, right about chin level. We're going to feel pretty good about ourselves, okay? Now, moving on from there, we're going to do a quick lunging position. Now, this one is I got from Jeff Cavalier, which is on Athlete X, so I subscribe to him. He's a very good gentleman. Now he's going to call it the triple lunge, 3-way lunge. So what we're going to do here is I'm actually going to step out wide, all right? I'm going to come down, then I'm going to step in front, come back up to my starting position, and then I'm going to do a curtsy lunge, which means I still take the same leg I was just using, but I'm actually going to put it behind me and come across, right? Just like if I had a dress on and I was curtsying and coming up, okay? So we'll show with the right leg now as well. So I step out wide, come up, forward, come up, and then curtsy, right? So that same leg moves 3 times. The other leg is just supporting you the whole time. One more time. Gotta go wide. Wide first, then forward, then curtsy, okay? Now, if you have a pad, then you can touch your knee to the ground. If you don't have a pad, then don't touch your knee to the ground. It's not going to be safe, not going to be smart, right? Next one I want to work on is actually a suitcase carry, which I had mentioned slightly earlier, which means I'm just going to hold a weight on one side of my body, in this case in one hand. What I'm trying to do here is, of course, use my torso, right? Use my abs, my obliques especially, and keep myself in good alignment, keep myself nice and vertical. So if you have a weight and you have to lean over and change your center of gravity, well then you're not doing the exercise the best way you could. Okay, we want to stay vertical, so you want to use a weight that's heavy enough. This obviously isn't heavy enough, but point is, I'm going to be walking, right? When I get to a certain distance that I may deem appropriate, I can switch hands, maybe, turn around, walk back, all right? Switch hands again, so now my grip is getting dispersed between both sides, but I can keep using my core constantly. Okay, when I'm holding it again, try to squeeze the opposite side. Squeeze that opposite side a lot, all right? You switch hands, squeeze that side, the opposite side of the dumbbell is gonna do extra work, okay? Last one we're gonna finish with today is a kettlebell swing. Now, I don't have a kettlebell, but I have a dumbbell. So, in general, I can grab it any way I like. Most of the time I'm just gonna squish it, a little clamping style. My fingers go under that part of the dumbbell and thumbs go on top. All right, boom. I have a pretty good grip here. Now, again, I'm gonna have a slight knee bend, and I'm actually gonna let the weight go between my legs. When my forearm hits my thigh, is usually a good position to straighten my legs out and squeeze my backside. Boom. That's gonna help propel the weight forward. Okay? I'm not trying to do a lot of arm motion, and I don't want to do it super slow. Okay? This is slow enough. In other words, I don't want to make it so chopped up, where I straighten my legs, I straighten my hips, and then I have to lift this weight with all my shoulders and upper back. That's going to be a bit tougher. All right? So you want to be violent, meaning I want to straighten my legs and squeeze my backside quickly. Okay? And the quicker I do it, the more propulsion I will put into the weight. All right? And as long as I don't let go of it, it'll stay right here and it won't go flying into a wall. Okay? So I'm getting a lot of leg motion here, getting a lot of core and back, balancing. Right? You can always do a one-handed one. Right? If you're really crazy, you can switch hands. Whoa! I just did that right now. This probably wasn't the best idea. All right. We'll see you all next time. Thank you.